The air in Nairobi was thick with tension, heavy with the weight of uncertainty. Amidst the chaos of protest, a hawker tried to make a living, selling face masks on the crowded street. He was not chanting, not waving banners, just working, caught in a moment he never chose or wanted. Suddenly, a gunshot shattered the noise and pierced the tense air. A police officer fired. The hawker fell, his mask scattering across the pavement in a heartbreaking instant. He was unarmed, a bystander in the wrong place at the worst possible time. His death was not just another statistic. It was a brutal public tragedy witnessed by many. The moment was captured on video, a silent indictment of a system gone terribly wrong. The crowd was stunned. The killing became a symbol of the unchecked power they were protesting. The protesters had gathered for Albert Ojwang, another victim of police brutality. Now, they had a new martyr to mourn. The line between protester and bystander was erased by a single, fateful bullet. The atmosphere shifted from anger to collective grief and sorrow. The hawker's death became a rallying cry, representing the vulnerability of every ordinary Kenyan citizen. His story, though brief, was woven into the larger movement for justice and change. The tragedy underscored the protesters' message. In Nairobi, anyone could become a target. The city's grief was raw, but so was its resolve to seek justice. His name would echo in the chants for justice that filled the city's streets. The protests were weeks in the making, fueled by growing anger and a sense of injustice that had been simmering for months. The spark, a new finance bill proposing harsh taxes on everyday goods. For many Kenyans, it was the breaking point after years of economic struggle and mounting frustration. The bill quickly became a symbol of a government out of touch with its people. Demonstrations erupted nationwide. But the real turning point came at Parliament itself. As lawmakers voted, thousands breached security, storming the grounds in a show of utter frustration and desperation. The protest shifted from taxes to the legitimacy of the government itself. The tragedy of Albert Ojwang, a teacher and blogger who died in police custody, intensified the outrage. An autopsy revealed clear evidence of torture. His death sent a chilling message. Dissent could be deadly. The hashtag #HadJusticeForOjwang became a rallying cry for justice and accountability. Each incident, taxes, Parliament, Ojwang's death, added fuel to the fire. Public anger boiled over into open revolt, uniting people from all walks of life. The hawker's shooting was the latest in a cycle of violence and protest. Each act of repression only strengthened the movement and deepened the resolve of the protesters. The government had lost the trust of its people. The streets became the last place left to demand it back, echoing with the voices of a nation demanding change. This movement is led by a bold new generation, rewriting the rules of activism in Kenya. Young, tech-savvy Kenyans use social media to expose injustice, mobilize support, and coordinate their actions. Their leaderless, decentralized approach makes them hard to suppress or control. They reject old political divisions, uniting instead around shared values and common grievances. Creativity is their weapon. Memes, music, and art spread their message, inspire hope, and mock authority. Protest becomes cultural expression, keeping momentum alive and spirits high. They blend humor with outrage, making the movement resilient, relatable, and deeply human. Their courage is remarkable, facing riot police, tear gas, and arrest with unwavering solidarity. Makeshift clinics treat the wounded. Funds are quickly raised for bail and medical care. They fight not just against injustice, but for each other, building a sense of community. This generation has realized its power and refuses to be silenced. They demand a Kenya that lives up to its promises, and they won't stop until it does. The government's response has been a confusing mix of concession and crackdown. President Ruto withdrew the finance bill, acknowledging public anger, but he also condemned the protests as treason and vowed to crush unrest. Security forces continued violent crackdowns, live ammunition, abductions, intimidation. The public remains deeply mistrustful. Was the bill's withdrawal real change or a tactic? No senior officials have been held accountable for protest violence. The gap between government words and actions is glaring. Protesters feel unprotected and unheard. The divide between state and citizens has only deepened. So, the protests are rooted in deep economic pain. Ordinary Kenyans have faced rising prices and stagnant wages for years. The finance bill was the final straw, not the cause of their hardship. Corruption and inequality fuel resentment. Public funds vanish while families struggle. Police brutality has a long, painful history in Kenya, often unpunished. Each new case, like Ojwang or the hawker, reopens old wounds. The protests are a cry to break the cycle of state violence. Economic pain, corruption, and police abuse have converged into crisis. The movement is about more than a single law. It's about the people's relationship with the state. Kenyans demand accountability, fairness, and dignity. The call is for a government that serves all, not just the powerful. At the heart of the movement is a simple demand: justice. It's for the hawker, for Albert Ojwang, for all lost to police violence. Protesters demand accountability from those who gave the orders, not just those who pulled the trigger. They call for prosecution of senior officials, not just token arrests. The movement seeks systemic reform, an end to live ammunition, independent investigations, a people-serving police force. This is a call for prevention, not just punishment. Justice is the movement's moral core and source of strength. Protesters vow to keep marching until justice is served. Their persistence is a testament to their belief in a better Kenya. Nairobi is scarred, its people united in grief and anger. The deaths are personal tragedies, not just political events. Sorrow hangs in the air, but so does determination. Anger at police brutality and government indifference fuels the protests. This anger is not destructive. It drives action and demands accountability. Amidst mourning, a profound unity has emerged. Old divisions have faded. Kenyans are united by a common cause. The movement has forged a new national consciousness. The city is wounded but resilient. The people mourn, but they also mobilize. The spirit of unity is the movement's greatest legacy. Nairobi's courage and hope will echo long after the protests end. In the face of loss, hope endures. Nairobi's protests are a testament to the power of unity and courage. The fallen, mask seller, Ojwang and others, are honored through action, not just memory. Their sacrifice reminds Kenyans what's at stake. This youth-led movement has shown the world the power of citizen action. Change can rise from the streets, not just from the top. Young people have given Kenya a renewed sense of possibility. The future is uncertain, but optimism prevails. A new chapter is being written by the people themselves. The world is watching and inspired.